Imagine waking up to a world where the sun never rises. The familiar warmth of morning is gone, replaced by an endless, unsettling darkness that seeps into every corner of your home. You reach for your phone, but the time means nothing. Outside, the world is locked in midnight. Your clock says morning, but outside it's midnight, stars frozen in place, silence everywhere. The world you know has been replaced by a strange, unending night where even the air feels different, heavier, as if holding its breath. No wind, no birds, not even the hum of distant traffic. The world is utterly still. Streets that once bustled with life are now empty. Parks that echoed with laughter are silent, and not a single leaf stirs. You step outside. The air is heavy, unmoving. Leaves hang motionless as if painted on the sky. Every sound you make seems to echo, magnified by the unnatural quiet. There's no glow on the horizon, just the cold light of distant stars. The familiar promise of dawn is gone, replaced by a chilling sense of isolation. The Earth has stopped spinning. Our planet, once in constant motion, is now eerily still, suspended in space like a forgotten marble. The cycle of day and night, the rhythm of life itself, has come to a halt. Time feels broken, as if the universe has pressed pause on everything we know. On one side of the planet, people are trapped in endless night, on the other under a sun that never sets. Some shield their eyes from relentless daylight, while others search for any sign of morning that will never come. The most reliable thing we've ever known, the rising and setting of the sun, has vanished. The world's most ancient rhythm is gone, leaving us lost in time. The world is holding its breath, but the silence is a lie. Beneath the stillness, anxiety grows, and the weight of uncertainty presses down on everyone. Soon, the consequences of this cosmic pause will arrive. Nature cannot be held in suspense forever, and the balance we took for granted is about to tip. Questions ripple through the darkness. Why isn't the sun rising? What has happened to our world? People gather in small groups, searching for answers, their faces lit only by the glow of fading screens. Why is everything so still? Why does the air feel so strange? Fear and confusion spread as the hours drag on with no sign of change. Technology begins to fail, panic spreads and fear takes hold. Power grids falter, communication breaks down, and the thin veneer of normalcy begins to crack. The great clockwork of the cosmos is broken, and we are standing on its frozen face. Humanity is left to wonder if the world will ever move again. The calm before the storm is over, the unimaginable is about to begin. As the world stands still, a new chapter of uncertainty and survival is about to unfold. To truly grasp the chaos that could unfold, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Imagine the Earth, a massive sphere spinning silently in the vastness of space, performing a cosmic dance that we rarely notice. At the equator, our planet spins at over 1,600 kilometers per hour, faster than the speed of sound. This incredible speed is happening beneath our feet every second of every day, yet we remain blissfully unaware. We don't feel this dizzying motion because everything around us, air, oceans, buildings, and even our own bodies, moves together in perfect harmony, like passengers on a smooth, unshakable flight through the sky. This relentless spin is what gives us day and night, shapes the ever-changing weather, stirs the mighty ocean currents, and even helps generate the magnetic field that shields us from cosmic radiation. In many ways, it's the hidden engine of life on Earth, powering the cycles that sustain forests, oceans, cities, and every living thing. But what if, in an unimaginable instant, the Earth's spin came to a halt? Inertia, the stubborn tendency of objects to keep moving, would suddenly take over, with devastating consequences. Everything not anchored deep into the bedrock, cars, trees, buildings, even the oceans, would keep moving at breakneck speed, hurtling eastward with unstoppable force. It would be like slamming on the world's most violent brakes, but on a scale no machine could ever match. The sudden stop would unleash chaos everywhere. The quiet of a peaceful morning would shatter in an instant, replaced by confusion, destruction, and the roar of unstoppable momentum. The laws of physics are absolute and unforgiving. In a world where the Earth's spin suddenly stops, catastrophe isn't just possible, it's inevitable. The instant Earth stops, inertia flings everything eastward at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. Buildings, trees, people, everything not part of the deep crust would be swept away. Supersonic winds would scour the surface, igniting global firestorms. Survival on the surface would be impossible, except perhaps at the poles. But even there, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions would follow. The world would be erased in minutes. Cities, forests, all gone. Only those deep underground might survive the initial devastation. For them, a strange new world awaits. The oceans too would surge forward, creating mega tsunamis that sweep across continents. A wall of water kilometers high would erase everything in its path. The force would reshape the planet, eroding coastlines, carving new canyons, leveling mountains. After the chaos, water would migrate toward the poles, forming two massive polar oceans. A new supercontinent would emerge around the equator, now a high, dry desert. Former coastlines would vanish, new landscapes would form, the world map would be unrecognizable. Civilization as we know it would be buried beneath water and rock. For any survivors, the world would be alien and hostile. One side of Earth would face endless sun, a scorching desert, the other eternal night and deadly cold. The only hope, a thin twilight band where the sun hovers on the horizon. Here, temperatures might allow liquid water and life. Violent winds would sweep this zone, making survival a constant struggle. Humanity's last refuge would be this narrow strip of perpetual dusk. To survive, people would have to migrate here, crossing a ruined planet. The Twilight Band would be our final frontier. Life in the Twilight Zone faces another threat, the loss of Earth's magnetic field. Without the planet's spin, the magnetic shield disappears. Solar wind and cosmic rays would strip away the atmosphere and bombard the surface with deadly radiation. Survivors would need to live underground or underwater for protection. Technology would fail, satellites fried, power grids useless. Navigation would be impossible without compasses. The sky would shimmer with lethal energy. And ultraviolet radiation would make outdoor life impossible. Humanity would become a species that fears the sky. In this new world, humanity would be forever changed. The very fabric of society would be rewritten as people learned to adapt to a planet that no longer followed the rhythms of day and night. Every aspect of life would be reimagined, from how we build our homes to how we interact with one another. The challenges would be immense, but so would the opportunities for growth and innovation. Survivors would cluster in the Twilight Band, living underground, shielded from radiation and storms. These new communities would be carved into the very bones of the earth, where people would find safety beneath layers of rock and soil. Life would become a delicate balance between resourcefulness and resilience, as families and friends learned to thrive in the shadows. Farming would move below ground. Society would adapt to a world without day or night. Artificial lights would mimic the sun, allowing crops to grow in carefully controlled environments. New technologies would emerge, and entire industries would be dedicated to sustaining life in these hidden worlds. The ingenuity of humanity would be tested like never before. Nations would dissolve, survival would depend on mobility and cooperation. Old borders would fade, replaced by new alliances formed out of necessity. People would travel in groups, sharing knowledge and resources, forging bonds that transcended language and culture. The spirit of community would become the key to survival. The sky would be a source of danger and wonder. Eternal stars on one side, perpetual sunset on the other. The horizon would glow with surreal colors, a constant reminder of the planet's transformation. For some, it would inspire awe. For others, a sense of loss for the world that once was. But let's return to reality. This is just a thought experiment. Our world, with all its beauty and challenges, remains intact. The scenario may be fictional, but it helps us appreciate what we have. The Earth will not stop spinning. The laws of physics guarantee it. Our planet's rotation is a constant, providing the cycle of day and night that life depends on. Day will follow night, and the sun will rise tomorrow. The familiar rhythm of light and darkness will continue, bringing hope and renewal with every dawn. Exploring these scenarios reminds us how precious and fragile our world is. It encourages us to cherish the natural cycles that sustain life and to protect the planet we call home. The Earth keeps spinning, and that's a very good thing. Let's celebrate the miracle of our living planet and never take its wonders for granted.